Welcome back to my channel. This is Bookish Artist Mandy, and I'm coming at you today with an updated list of my top pens from Amazon. I want to talk about the gems that are the Chinese pens that are kind of like knockoffs of those really nice pens. And the reason why I want to focus on these, because I've done this video in the past. My thoughts and feelings have changed on some of them, but if it weren't for pens like this, I wouldn't be in the hobby that I am now, and I wouldn't have the pens that I have now, because a lot of these have been pens that got me to try fountain pens more and really come to know and love them. So I am going to start with my favorite pens, and the most expensive pen on this list is around $50. I wanted them to be affordable, but also ones that I find that I reach for often. Let's get into the pens. The first one I want to talk about is the Jinhao 10. Now, this is number 10, and I will talk about why it's number 10 because I can't remember where it was in my last list, but it definitely wasn't at number 10. I honestly considered throwing it off the list, but I still enjoy it more than some of my other pens. I thought about putting the Asvine C80 on here instead because I do like the Asvine C80, but it's not one that I reach for often. I have two of them, but I don't use them very often. They're just not my favorites. Jinhao 10s have been my favorites, but I want to talk about them because there is a lot of conversations all the time about Jinhaos and the fact that they are a dupe for Pilot vanishing points. And there are people who have the hot take that they prefer their Jinhaos to their vanishing points. And I am going to say that I am not one of them. Now, looking at the Jinhao 10 and the vanishing point, they are very similar. There's very little difference, and I know that even some people say that this is more comfortable than this. I don't know if I notice a difference, honestly, comfort-wise, between them. The Jinhao, I do know the Jinhao 10 is a little heavier than this one, which honestly makes my hand fatigue faster. But I have been in a love affair with my vanishing points for the past few months because I love that click and just being able to just start writing and being able to throw it in a purse and know that I can write wherever I'm at and then put it away. So the Jinhao 10 still is on my list, but unlike a lot of people, there's that hood in here that in the vanishing point, you can see that it is much more secure. I've never had a vanishing point dry out. I love my vanishing points so much. And I do have both vanishing points with an 18 karat gold nib and the capless alloy that you have to get from the Japanese website or the Japanese Amazon. They are discontinuing the alloy, but I do have a couple. I really like them. They write so fantastic. But the Jinhaos do write fantastic, and I do like that they click. The only thing is because of that hood, and I have done the really fancy silicone grease lining it that a lot of people I think got from Vanessa Langston, but I don't find that it actually works that much better. I still have hard starts. I still have had dry out. And where I really love to play with color and have multiple pens, I don't love this pen as much as I used to. I do love this particular pen. I will keep this one forever in my collection because I love the colors so much. I wish that I could get a vanishing point in this pearl pink and rose gold. I would buy it in a heartbeat. Because I love my vanishing points. But the Jinhao 10 is a solid dupe for the vanishing point. It is a decent writing pen. It has a really great nib. I am just not one that thinks this is better than the vanishing point. I will hard disagree. I have never had as many issues with my vanishing points as I've had with my Jinhaos. The problem with it is the cream of the crop. The really good ones, they write really well. This one dries out awful. So I do have to use it like all the time to make sure that it doesn't dry out. But I just don't love it as much as I I love my vanishing points and my decimos. Like I have decimos too, and I love those way more. So that's just my thought process on it. And I did want to caveat that. Now I know that the Jinhao came out with Jinhao 20, which is supposed to be a similar size to the Decimo. So there it is compared to the Decimo. It is actually a little fatter than the Decimo, but the Decimo is made of metal. It is a nice pen. I love my Decimos. I have a couple of them. This is made of plastic. And now while a lot of people really like it because it's around the $10 to $15 mark, I have been really disappointed with my 20s. I have a few of them and I had ordered a few more because I like the color. I like having a super cheap pen, but 3 of the ones that I have gotten have come to me broken, and this one's even cracking right here. So I don't know if they will last or if they are worth it to me when I've had to get refunds for multiple. And this one is already cracking and I have only had it for a few days. So it's really, these are disappointing to me. These ones dry out faster than the Jinhao 10s. So I cannot recommend the Jinhao 20s. I know that people like them. I will not recommend them because I've had multiple broken ones and they just don't feel like they have any quality control whatsoever. Like sometimes I think the Jinhao 10s have a little bit, and because they're made of that nice metal body, it still feels quality. This does not. And for the price difference, I can get a Jinhao 10 for $15 to $20. Why wouldn't I spend the extra $5 when I'm getting a much better pen? That's just my hot take on that too. So I don't like the Jinhao 20 as much. I do have a few, and I will probably keep them in my collection because they are a low-cost pen, but I have been disappointed. So I do hope that Jinhao fixes the problems with them, but I don't think they will. So that's just my opinion. Number 9 is the Hongdian M2. Now I know Grace over at Wildly Imaginable sings its praises, which is exactly why I bought it, and which is exactly why I like it. It currently is inked. I am trying out a Tono and Lims pigment ink in it and seeing how much I like it. This one is a medium. I have 2 of them. This is a fantastic little writer. I have really enjoyed this pen, and also getting these 2 pens made me realize that I could handle a metal body, which allowed me to start looking at the Kaweco All Sports and get the awesome, amazing Hello Kitty ones. And it just makes me so happy. The Hello Kitty ones, now these ones are not cheap pens, have little Hello Kitties engraved on their nibs. I am a sucker for cute engraved nibs. I'll tell you what, I am a sucker. But I was able to get over the metal on metal issues that I used to have. I still have them, and sometimes if I pay attention to it or focus, it hurts my ears too much, but I've been able to handle it enough that I can use these and I love them. So I did say that this is a really great gateway to see if you like a metal pocket pen, and then if you like it, the Kaweco All Sports are fantastic and they are so good. I love them so much. And I never thought I would. So, and I prefer this one to a Kaweco Sport. And look at this. Let's see if my camera will focus. Focus, camera. There we go. Look at that cute cat nib on there, like the cat emblem on them. I just love that. I love that with the Hongdians. My next pen is the Jinhao Shark. What I love about the Jinhao Shark, does it post? I can't remember if it posts. Yes, it does. It has a cute shark, for one. How can you not love that shark? I love that these come in sets of, can't remember if it's 10 or 12, for $20. I think for that, they have a fantastic nib. And I love being able to pass these on to my sons and to my students when they're really interested in fountain pens. And so for that reason, I just love my Jinhao Sharks. They're like a $2 pen. What? You can't go wrong with a $2 fountain pen that also takes Jinhao cartridges, and Jinhao cartridges are really great, but they also come with a converter. So I love being able to gift that. And then if you are somebody who really wants to just play with ink, these are fantastic because you can use them And yeah, they have a great nib. They have a great, they're just a great pen, and I just love them. I don't have them in my videos all that often because I honestly usually just keep them at school and with my sons, but both of my sons picked one out in our last pack, and they use them all the time. And so it's really fun to have them. And look at the shark. I think they even have a swan set, but I haven't gotten that one. Just the shark, because I really think the shark is fun. All right. This next one is a newer one that I have gotten, and this one I am just enamored with, and I think eventually it could be bumped up on the list. It is a $13 pen, and this is the Jinhao 58. And this has kind of a TWSBI looking body and a TWSBI looking cap, but it is a converter fill. So it's a converter fill, and it has almost like a lamy looking grip with the nib. And this one's really comfortable. Actually, if I was gonna pick one over the other, looking at lamies, I would pick this one, especially because this Jinhao 58, again, $13. And this has a fine nib, and this fine nib is fantastic. I think it's awesome and wonderful. And I first saw this pen, Elise had it over at A Whole Latte Plans, and I thought, wow, that's a great pen, especially for $13. This is one that it's not inked right now, but I had it inked all through all through October and November. And so I finally just cleaned it out last week, and I also love this. It's so pretty, and it comes with a couple different top and bottom, but then this is the same. And yeah, I really like this pen. It's a great pen, especially for the low price of $13. Seriously, I wish I saw this one more and people weren't sleeping on it as much, because this is a great pen. I definitely would prefer this one over the Jinhao 10 any day. Like, it's a great pen. Now, I want to caveat before I get into 6, 5, and 4, and 3 even. These pens, I feel like, could all be interchangeable, but I kind of went with which ones do I have inked more often and which one do I like more, and then I looked at affordability, and I did end up going with my gut on here, and I'm still like, I could move any one of these pens around. Okay, so number 6 is the Asvine V126. And now again, I say this could be all the way down the list. It is one of my favorite pens. I always have a V126 inked, even if it doesn't show up in my currently inked. I always have one inked, and this one is inked right now. And I want to talk about this nib real quick because this is awesome. In the recent months, Asvine released in some of their models, not all of them, a stub nib. I have never really loved my TWSBI stub nibs. I keep trying to love them, and I always thought it was because I just don't like stub nibs. But then I got my journaler from Esterbrook and my mini stub, and I love those. So I was so confused as do I just not like the bigger nibs or anything? And I've tried multiple stub nibs. I love this nib. This is fantastic. It is the only Asvine stub nib that I have, and it's a 1.1, and it has been just a dream to work with. Oh man, I am really trying not to get another Asvine pen that has a stub nib because I have plenty of Asvines, but this stub nib is great. And what's nice is that these do come out, so they are interchangeable. And I have changed up my Asvine nibs so many times. So if I really want to, I can move this stub to a different pen if I decide that the other pen has it. These handles shimmer fantastically. They can be taken all the way apart. And what I love is that even though I don't love vac fillers, the Asvine can come apart right here. For one, for easy cleaning, and 2, I can eyedropper it. And then I don't have to deal with it. But then when you put it back together and you have this part sealed right here, rather than having this vacuum open so it can get airflow and ink flow, it's still 100% sealed off so you're not going to get more ink in here. Just love this pen. This is a great pen. And I love the extra fine, I love the fine, I love the medium, and I love the stub. I have not had a nib on an Asvine that I don't like. So I have not had any issues with my nibs, and I'm just, yeah, very happy. This one is the blue and brown swirl, which is really cool. You can see some of the brown swirls in with that blue and a mohair. Whoops. But I really like this pen. This is such a great pen. I cannot sing its praises enough. The next pen is my Asvine P20. Now this pen, I have so many different ones. And as I was talking in the last Asvine, this one, I have swapped the nib because it came with a gold nib. So I've clearly swapped the nib to just play around. This one is a medium. Oh, it's so nice. This is a P. So the way that they set theirs up, Asvine has Asvine V, which is their vac fill, Asvine P, which is their piston fill, and Asvine C, which is their converters. And so I love them all. It is very hard because there were a couple pens where I wanted to like go back and forth. But these, the Asvine V126 and the P20 are both around that $25 mark. And I think they are worth every penny. This one does not come out, or like this part, they did not make a twist right here so you can clean it there. But it is a piston, and I have found it's pretty easy to clean, but you can take the nib out. And if I really need to clean it, I'll take the nib out here, and I'm getting ink all over my fingers, which is fine. I'll twist the nib out and then clean it out in here. And I've taken like a Q-tip and cleaned it out as well. So I have never had a problem cleaning these. I've never actually had to take this one fully apart like I do my Twisbies. And I just love how they look. I think they're beautiful. And they're for me, I don't think I've loved my Leonardos ever because I think these are more comfortable. I know they're kind of supposed to be a Leonardo dupe, I believe, is from what I understand and what they look like. But I find these more comfortable than Leonardos. And Leonardos are around $200 and these are $25. So I have pretty much every single color in this. I think there's one color I'm missing, and it's in my cart right now because I have wanted it a while, but this is the green and I really like this green. But yeah, I don't have the yellow and blue gradient. I always have one of these inked. I do have one inked right now, but it's inked with an ink vent ink and I didn't want to share that. So I chose to pull one out that wasn't. So Asvine P20, they have my heart. The next pen is just near and dear to me, and it's so hard because, again, I'm getting down into where I could like move these around, and it just depends on my mood from day to day. But it's the Hongdian N23. Now, I love this pen. This one was a gift from my sister, and I have two of them. She gifted me both, and they are a little bit pricier than the other ones on this list so far. This one is in the $30 to $35 range. And I think that's because this cigar-shaped pen has all this beautiful etching on it, where there's a rabbit here, there's a rabbit here, and they're different. And it has a beautiful etched nib, if I can get it to focus, if you can see that. There we go. There's its focusing. That rabbit on the nib. And the white and the blue come with silver, a silver nib and silver finishings, and the red and the black come with gold. I have one white, and this is in an extra fine nib, and then I have the red one in the long blade, which is such a fun nib, and I highly recommend grabbing a long blade in any of these pens if you can get one, because some of these do carry the long blade. I know that the Hongdian M2 as well has a long blade, so you could have a pocket pen with one. They're just a fun nib to play with. They're kind of like a stub, like I think they call it architect other places. So where the stub is flat up here, it's got this weird bump here, and so the line this way is really thick, and then the line this way is really thin. And I think they're really fun to color with, especially if you're an artist. So I prefer the long blade to a fude nib, which is weird to me, but I do. And or a bent nib, depending on what you call it. But I just love this pen. This was a pen that I had on my list for so long, and I, for some reason, didn't jump on it. And I don't know why I didn't, but I put it on my Christmas list with the hopes that somebody might get it for me. And then they got both the colors I wanted. Oh, so awesome. So yeah, this pen also is a metal, but not a heavy metal where it fatigues my hand. It is like the exact right weight, and it is so comfortable. I love this pen so much. And it would be, I don't know, I think this might be one of my top pens. Even like not just in these, but it might be one of my like top 20 pens. So Hongdian N23. Now the next one is one that surprises me because it was one that I had a red one that I let sit forever, and then I couldn't find the converter, so I just bought another pen because they're $13. And that is the Jinhao 9019. I don't actually have my red one here because the red one I ended up just kind of, I think I threw it away, to be perfectly honest. I think I pulled the heartbeat nib out of it to put in here, and I think I threw it away because I don't know why, but I just didn't want it anymore. But I have this, and this has this really cool size 8 heartbeat nib. And this pen, I tell you what, it shocked me. I love it. And I only need these two. I don't need any more, but they handle shimmer so well. This is Vinta's Liquid Sepia that I got from Jana Lion. This is the last of my sample. And then I think I am going to buy a bottle. I've been watching to see if Atlas gets it back in stock soon. And I love this pen. And honestly, I almost feel like if I buy a full bottle, this Liquid Sepia might just be a permanent pairing and might just stay in there. I do have Narwhal's. They have a glittering one that is called Jade. And I do have that in here. And it's got the same size nib and everything. I don't think I need anything else. But these nibs, their fine nib writes like a medium. And it's so fantastic. I have not had any hard starts with this. I have had this inked since mid-October, and I have had no hard starts. I have finished a full converter. These converters also are huge. Let me pull this thing out for you to look at. Look at how big this converter is. And it twists in and out. Like, that is such a nice thing. And so I think because of that, I have no hard starts because this thing is so airtight that I've had no issues with it. I love this pen. And because of that, I'm just surprised by myself because I keep thinking that this is a new favorite because it's thick, but it's comfortable. And this step here, I don't have any issues with. I really like this pen, especially for $13. And I've seen them without the heartbeat nib because they have ones without the heartbeat nib. I've seen them for 10. So if you don't have a Jinhao 9019, you are sleeping on this pen, and you definitely need to grab one. My next one is actually a newer one, and it stole my heart right away, and I have used it every day since I've gotten it. I have filled it with ink multiple times, and I just refilled it yesterday, and I thought, this is a favorite, and I don't think that's going to stop, and that is the Rytec retractable. Rytec retractable is so quiet, and honestly, this is a $25 pen. I got it for my birthday from a friend, and I am just blown away by this. Now this one, if I was gonna suggest a retractable pen that wasn't a vanishing point, right here. For one, they have the, what is this thing? The clip. They have the clip up here, like a normal pen. So it does kind of throw me off because I've gotten so used to putting my pens in like this, but it has the clip, I think just more for fashion, because if you're holding it this way, I don't know. But it has the clip and it has so much comfort. This is so comfortable. The only thing that I say that isn't my favorite thing is this thing right here. I have a feeling that that's going to go out eventually. But this nib is fantastic. It comes with, so it came with a box of cartridges, but it also came with an empty cartridge. So I have filled this thing, and this is a kind of a normal standard cartridge size. I filled this thing so many times. Like, I can't tell you how many times I filled it, but this is so easy to put on. It's just lovely. I would love to take this pen apart and figure out like how it works and all the pieces, but I don't want to ruin the pen. It's the only one I have, and it's the only one I'm going to have, because that's what I'm telling myself. I know I'm lying, but I love this pen. It has come everywhere with me. This is my new like purse carry. And my friend is not a big fountain pen person. She is one who got me into the Tom Studio pens, because those are what she prefers out of everything. And then I got her into TWSBI. And then she discovered that she kind of liked fountain pens. And she picked up one of these for herself and thought, oh, Mandy, do you have one of these? And when I didn't, she got it for me for my birthday. And it has quickly surpassed all these pens, which is funny to me. So eventually it may be in the #1 spot, but because it's a newer pen, I put it in #2. I considered putting it in an honorable mention, but I thought, you know what? Sometimes you know, and when you know, you know. And this pen, hands down, if you're looking for a retractable pen that is under $30, even like I want to get rid of my platinum Curidases now, because I don't want them anymore. I've had a couple issues with them drying out, and now I've had no dry outs with this one. And that nib is so good. So good. And yeah, I am surprised by this Rytech, because I looked at them and I was like, well, that looks kind of cheap. And it's so funny because it still looks very cheap to me. It looks cheaply made. It doesn't look beautiful, but it gets the job done. And yeah, and they say this is like a quiet click, so you don't hear that click, which is my other downfall, because I want to hear a click. But yeah, anyway, Rytech retractable. They don't even have a fancy name for it. They just call it the Rytech retractable. So my #1 pen I will come back to, but I do want to talk about the honorable mention. And the reason why I say it's an honorable mention is I feel like I'm going to like this pen quite a bit. I just got it a couple weeks ago, and I haven't had a chance to ink it up. And that is the Asvine V8. Is it 80 or 800? It's it's either 80 or 800. They've been coming out with these. This thing is huge. This is a chonker. It's got the size 8 nib. So compared to the V126, it is a thick, fat, huge pen. So just wanted to compare that really quick. But it also opens up like this. I got this in the brown coffee way, or like the brown swirl color and coffee way colorway. Coffee way. I'm gonna giggle at myself. I need to make a sticker that says coffee way now. But this has, look at that nib. It is just huge. I really like this pen, but I just, I feel like I'm gonna like it, but I didn't love the Asvine C80 that also used this pen nib. This is more comfortable to me than the C80, and maybe it's the same body. I don't know. It could just be that I really like demonstrators, but oh my gosh, I hadn't used this yet. This is a fine nib. This is so smooth. Oh, right out. I'm gonna call it 80 or 800. And this is another one that's in the $30 range. And this is beautiful. This is one that they just recently released. And they only have a few colors. And it seems to be that the colors are all different, but this one is the same. I have this colorway in the V126. The only thing is this thing is so ugly. Why? Why would you put this on there? It doesn't suit the pen. But otherwise, it's a beautiful pen. Like, just not this. So that's why this one is an honorable mention, because I think I'm going to really love this pen, but I haven't used it yet. This is the first time I used it. Like, literally, I just took it out of the box last night so I could film this video. So, yeah, that's the Asvine V80 or 800. I'm not positive, but I know it was $32 when I bought it. So, are we ready for number one? It is by far the one that I have used the most since I got it. And this one was actually given to me by Sally at Easy Buy on Instagram to review it. And it shocks me that this is my favorite because I wasn't sure I was going to like this. And that is the Asvine V200. I have had ink in this since I got it. And it's actually only had 2 colors of ink. So it first had Dominant Industries Natural Green, and now it has Diamine's Frosted Orchid. And I have had this ink. I filled this thing all the way, and so it's going to get refilled here soon. But I have had this ink in since September, October. Whenever I got Frosted Orchid, I put it in here right away. And I've had it in here since. And I have used it on and off like almost every day. And then every time I think, oh, maybe I should just clean it out, I'm like, no, I love this ink color and I love this pen. So Asvine V200, this one is, again, it has that same thing where you can take it apart right here, just like all the other vac fills of Asvines. I wish all vac fills did that. This part, the difference is that one, you can buy this with a Bach nib. So if you don't like Asvine's nibs, for just a few dollars more, I believe, you can have a Bach nib. I don't know which companies use Bach nibs, so I don't know if I've actually used a Bach nib before, but I love the Asvine nibs. And this one is so pretty. I can't even. This comes in a couple colorways. I know there's a silver one and a black one, and then the rainbow. I love this rainbow. This piece right here is metal. This is metal. This is plastic. I think it's I think this would be resin, and this is metal here. And yeah, it's so good. I love demonstrator pens, especially when they have the rainbow. My TWSBI Iris is my Diamond 580 Iris is one of my favorites. I have one vac filled from TWSBI and I hate it. And it's one that I am getting ready to sell to somebody else because it does this weird shape thing. It's just not comfortable. I just don't like it. I also don't like that it doesn't open right here because I want to be able to do the things that I do with Asvine with the TWSBIs. And that one I think was like a $70, $80 pen. These ones retail, the rainbow is a couple dollars more, but you can get these from $45. I've seen them down to $45 up to $55, $60. This one is $53, I believe, right now, but worth every penny, especially when it's such a good pen. And you can buy the rainbow nibs so you can swap out nibs. I actually have a rainbow nib that I have swapped in my Asvine V126 in all black because I think it looks just sharp, but I love that I can take this fine nib and turn it into an extra fine or a medium depending on the day that I want. And the set of nibs was $25, so worth it. But that is my top pen, I will say. So here they are, my pens, my beautiful, beautiful pens that I really enjoy. And I enjoyed coming up with this and thinking about it. I actually filmed this one other time, which is why this piece of paper is here. I'm gonna put this in here. I'm gonna cut it down and put it in here because I had the pens all in the wrong order and I was really confused. So this is my second filming. I don't know why I had them in the wrong order, but I did. And I feel much happier with the way that this video turned out. But yeah, this is my list. What would your list be? Let me know. Would you agree with me on any of these? Would you say, Mandy, what, are you off your rocker? I just would love to hear what other people feel. I don't know. I just think that it's really nice that we have these fantastic pens that we can get for a lower cost. And I'm so grateful for that, because if it wasn't, again, for these pens, I wouldn't have felt comfortable finding other pens that I liked more. But also, I just love that these are such workhorses that I can throw ink in, and I like ink. If you've been here a while, you know that. So yeah, I just would love to know, especially with the holidays coming up. I thought it was a really good time to just update my list so I can think about gifts. I think I'm going to get another pack of Jinhao Sharks because I think they're just a great one to have on hand. And yeah, now looking at it, I definitely think that for my friend who gave me the Rytech, I think I may have to get her first Asvine. The P20 probably, I think, because she likes the Twisbees, and that's a piston, so I think she would be much happier with a piston than a vac. But there are so many options, and these are not the only options. Let me know what you would pick if you could pick your top pen, like in this kind of list. If you would like, I would love to chat down in the comments. Leave all your thoughts and everything. This is it for my video today. I really thank you for being here. Links down in the description. Follow me on whatever, all the normal things. Like, comment, subscribe. I really just enjoy having you around. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.